Senior Moments, sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Senior Moments Show. My name is Bryce Patton, here with the wonderful Sid Roeder. How are you, Sid?
I am fabulous. How about you?
I'm doing well,
I'm glad to be here. Glad to see you.
Yeah, me too.
We've got some fun guests today.
We definitely have some wonderful guests with us today. I'm excited. But before we dive into our guests, would you mind telling us all about our sponsor? Because these guys are actually a part of it too.
Exactly. Always my pleasure. Our sponsor is the Empowering Seniors Group, which is a group of professionals that has dedicated their times and efforts to provide information to seniors, their family members, caretakers, and all those lovely people that listen to us every Saturday. And if you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com, and the CV stands for Cache Valley. And lastly, if you have any suggestions for this show, anyone you would like to see us invite, you can call me personally at 435-512-6406.
Oh, thank you for doing that. I'm just glad I don't have to. Well, we have a couple lovely ladies with us today from Maple Springs. We have Dawn and Anna with us. Dawn, you've been on here before. And
yes,
Anna,
I have.
Anna, your first time.
First time.
Dawn, how about we start off, just a reminder for our guests who you are, what your role is, maybe what you're going to be doing here shortly, and then we'll have Anna. You can introduce yourself afterwards, all right?
Yeah, sounds great. So for the last 4 years, I have been the Community Relations Director at Maple Springs. So I handle all of the admissions, tours, any kind of marketing activities, things like that. So just I'm the face that people generally see first. What a joy. And they get to, ask me any questions. And I'm that first line of contact and help people get into Maple Springs when they need to come. But I am actually going to be transitioning into the position of our activities director. And so I get to leave the hard stuff to Anna, and I just get to go have fun with our residents. So I'm really excited. We've got, a lot of things coming up. I haven't been involved with this yet, but I have so many fun ideas and am really excited to, for a change.
Awesome. All right, Anna. She hinted at your new role, but you want to tell us about you and how long you've been at Maple Springs, and then what you're excited about for your new role there?
Yeah, for sure. So my name's Anna Godfrey. I'll be taking on the Community Relations Director role. So just what Dawn was talking about, I'll be doing all of that. I'm super excited to learn that side of Maple. I've been here for a couple years now, so I'm excited to learn a little bit more and make some more community connections and meet families. And I forgot what else you asked me.
Oh, that was perfect.
Perfect.
No, I'm excited. Well, so let's dive a little deep and go over maybe activities. Dawn, what are you most excited about taking on a new role with activities there?
We currently have a good activities program. This is actually a new position that they're adding, so there will be more time invested in our activities, and will kind of allow us to take it to the next level and do more every day and just add in some new things. So I'm hoping that by adding in some different activities, we can get even more of our residents to come down and participate. We have some that just want to stay in their room and don't ever want to be social, and that's totally fine. And then we have some residents that choose here and there to come to activities, and then we have some that come to everything. So I'm hoping and looking forward to kind of trying to figure out what additional things can bring more people to our activities. So I'm hoping to maybe start up like a pinochle group and a book club, that even if we just meet once a month for book club, I think that could be fun. And add in a couple more like exercise classes like seated yoga and silver sneakers kind of stuff. So just trying to amp it up to the next level.
Oh, that's awesome. For your residents there, why does having more activities benefit them? Like, what impact does that have for your residents?
Yeah, I think that as people age, socialization is huge in helping to maintain their cognition and Currently, my grandma lives at home alone. She's 94 years old. She used to go to Pinnacle every week, but it's getting harder and harder for her to get out. And I would love for her to have a situation where, all she has to do is come out of her room and walk down the hall, and she can eat meals with people. She can be doing activities. And so I think it is a huge help in terms of loneliness. And again, that mental stimulation and conversing with people is so healthy for the elderly, and it really does help to maintain that cognitive status.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Dawn. And for any listeners that are tuning in, we have Dawn Reed today and Anna Godfrey. They're both with Maple Springs. Dawn is the currently still the community relations director. Anna is going to take that over, and Dawn is going to be the activities director. So maybe before we head out of our first break, we can talk a little bit, for those that don't know Maple Springs, dive a little bit in all the services that you can provide.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to take part of this?
Yeah, for sure. Maple Springs, it's a unique facility because we have both skilled nursing and assisted living. Skilled nursing, a lot of people aren't familiar. It's basically a step below the hospital in care. And then assisted living is a step below that. And as part of our assisted living, we also have memory care, which is awesome, where people can age in place. So my own grandparents actually lived at Maple Springs, and they were able to live in our assisted living and our skilled nursing when they needed different things. And so it was super great for them to not have to move a whole facility. They could just move under the same roof, and it was awesome.
And in our skilled nursing, we have long-term care, so those that need a long-term placement in a nursing home. And then we also do rehab, outpatient and inpatient rehab. So it's nice because there are several people that transition from doing rehab, decide they would like to stay in our facility, and then are able to transition into assisted living once there is an apartment available, because we generally are full on assisted living.
Do you guys have a wait list going on right now? I mean, are you guys that full, right? Or do you guys have openings?
Yes, we currently have a wait list for for assisted living and memory care. Skilled nursing, we do not have a wait list.
Oh, that's great to know.
Perfect. We're coming up on our first break, and maybe I'm just going to throw that out there. If any of our listeners are interested in touring Maple Springs and getting to know you, we'll come back with contact information. But for right now, this is the Senior Moments Show. We are sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group. If you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com. We're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Need a helping hand? The Bear River Association of Governments, also known as BRAG, is here for you.
They assist seniors with in-home services, provide utility bill relief through the HEAT program, and offer rental assistance to keep you housed.
Need help with tax prep? Their experts ensure you get the refund you deserve. And for veterans, they're here to connect you with the benefits you've earned.
BRAG is your local resource for a stronger today and a more secure future. Call today or visit brag.utah.gov.
This is Scott with Cache Valley Pharmacy. Are you struggling to find affordable GLP-1 medications? Cache Valley Pharmacy has you covered. We're now compounding GLP-1s like semaglutide and tirzepatide personally formulated for you, and every batch is tested for quality and sterility. Have your prescriptions transferred today and let Cache Valley Pharmacy help you with your personalized weight loss journey. Cache Valley Pharmacy, keeping it local, online at cachevalleypharmacy.com.
It's tough knowing how to care for an aging parent. Mom has always been there for me, but now I need to be there for her. When we found out she needed surgery, I wondered how I could attend to her needs and still be mom to my kids. I was so relieved to learn about transitional rehab at Maple Springs in North Logan. From the nurses to the physical therapists, it was like their whole staff was focused on helping Mom get better. Maple Springs in North Logan was an answer to my prayers.
Learn more at maplespringsnorthlogan.com or call 753-9400.
Are you tired of feeling unwell and not knowing why? At Next Level Health and Wellness, we hear you. We specialize in uncovering the root causes of your discomfort, whether it's gut health, hormone imbalances, or emotional and mental blocks. With personalized plans, advanced lab testing, and evidence-based holistic nutrition practices, we guide you toward lasting health and wholeness. Awaken your healing potential with a team that listens, understands, and supports you wherever you are. Visit nextlevelhw.com to start your journey to feeling better today.
Hi, this is Tyler. Recently, my father passed away, and White Pine provided the funeral services for our family. They were friendly, thoughtful, and attentive to every detail. You know, it isn't often that a loved one passes away, so it was very important to my family that everything be handled just right. Because my dad was loved by so many people, we had a lot of family and friends that traveled from out of town. I really appreciate how White Pine Funeral Services made sure everyone was comfortable and that the focus was where it needed to be, on my dad and my family. They really took care of us during this tender time.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
And welcome back to the Senior Moments Show. My name is Bryce Patton, here with Sid Roger, and we've been talking with the lovely ladies over at Maple Springs, Dawn and Anna. Before the break, we were talking about the activities and, just all the services that you guys provide over at Maple Springs. If someone wants to come talk to you about services or schedule a tour, what's the best way to contact you and get that scheduled?
Yeah, for sure. So we are at 350 East, 2200 North. So people are always welcome. We do walk-in tours all the time. The best way to set one up to schedule one is to call 435-753-9400. And then we also, our website, there's a spot where you can just chat with us and set up a tour that way. And that's maplespringsLiving.com.
Thank you, Anna. One thing you mentioned before made me think a little when you said that people switch between skilled nursing and the assisted living facility. So do people, when they switch, do they get turned around, or what do you do to prevent that they know where they're at?
Yeah, for sure. Our building is pretty big, so it can be easy to kind of lose track of where you're at, but we do have staff that are always there to redirect if someone's confused or lost. And it's not too frequent. Like typically a change would happen and then they would stay where they're at for quite a while, so they would have time to get used to it and the residents able to kind of settle in and have that new normal.
Since you guys are all in one building, do you do meals together with the skilled nursing and the assisted living, or is it separate? How does that work? I haven't been in there during lunchtime.
Yeah, we have one kitchen, one big kitchen, and then we have 2 dining rooms. So all the assisted living residents can come out and sit together and hang out. Same with the skilled nursing. We have a big dining room. We also deliver meals. So with meals, can families come eat with their loved ones? Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, so we do meal cards, so families can come and buy them. They're $5 each and just come sit with their loved one. And if someone is, like sometimes we have, Dawn mentioned on our skilled nursing, sometimes people come and wait there to get into the assisted living. And they do come and eat with the assisted living residents. So it's not, a barrier there. Like they're welcome to go to either one.
We want them to get familiar with who's going to be their neighbor and, who they'll be interacting with. Just help them get a little bit more comfortable. And then in our memory care unit, we also have in our commons area a set of tables, and they get their meals in there. So it's all prepared in our central kitchen. And then they take it to memory care, dish up the plates and everything there. So we do have a little kitchen where they can do like cooking demonstrations or, just little things like that. So yeah, each section has its own separate dining room.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's actually even one thought that I don't think I've ever asked you this, and I don't know which one of you would be the better person to answer. When somebody comes in new and maybe is, like you were talking about your grandparents and your grandmother that's 94, I know oftentimes with seniors to adapt to a new space is difficult. Are there any special activities and things you do when someone comes in to ease that?
We don't necessarily have anything solidly in place, but we are more than happy to basically take someone on a personalized tour and just familiarize them with the place and answer any questions. When somebody first moves in, we do try to introduce them to some people in the dining room that we think they would fit well with, just so that it's not so overwhelming to them walking into a room of strangers and having to just randomly pick where to sit. We do try to introduce people. And then...
or do you allow, sorry to interrupt here, Dawn, but do you allow family members to transition in and stay with the senior for maybe a day or two? Or
we do have some families that do that. They're welcome to. We just ask that people let us know when they're going to be there so that if there's a stranger walking around at night. Our staff aren't, a little confused. But they can do that. There's some residents that have a little bit more confusion, and I think that families generally stay more often with those residents for a night or two, just to help them be familiar and help get them settled in.
I'm curious, as someone moves in, how long on average until they feel comfortable with their surrounding? I mean, we've talked about sometimes they go in there and they're like, oh, my friend from I don't know how many years ago, you're here too, and then that speeds up the process. But is there a time frame, a week or two, that it usually takes them to really warm up and start participating and feeling comfortable there?
Yeah, so I would say that we generally, within about 2 weeks, people are generally familiar with the facility, are comfortable moving around, have met a lot of people. And then I would say it's probably around 2 months that people finally feel settled in. That's at least when I stop seeing family bring in additional things for the room and then taking things out. And so I think it's around 2 months that people are usually like, I feel like settled in.
Oh, fantastic.
So
yeah, that actually brings up a question for me again. When you're talking about personal things, how much of that is appropriate or allowed of personal things to make your room feel like your home?
Yeah, in the assisted living, it's all their own personal stuff. So we have some residence rooms that I actually love because they really feel like their home because they bring their own decorations and their own furniture. And yeah, on the skilled nursing, they can bring in any decor or furniture that they want to. Those rooms do come furnished, but we can take out and customize per resident.
Now, I'm an animal lover, and so I told my wife I'll have a dog until I pass on. Is there pets allowed there, or is that just kind of one of those things that you don't really mess with?
Yeah, residents can have either one dog or one cat. So we do have several that have a little dog or a little cat that they go and walk around with. And then animals can come and visit as well. So families will bring in their dogs. As long as they're on a leash, they're totally good to come in and visit.
There's a pet fee when somebody brings in their pet. It's just a one-time fee of $500. And then the resident has to be able to take care of the pet themselves. Our staff aren't able to do pet cares regularly and things. So even with some cats, like we have some residents whose families come in and take care of the litter box every day or two. And, but residents with dogs have to be able to get them outside and things like that. So yeah, there's a couple stipulations with the pets. People have asked us as well if we have like a size limit, and we don't necessarily, but as long as the dog is, well behaved and isn't going to be barking at people and causing some craziness, we're good with them. So
perfect. So really brief before we have to cut out. So do you meet the animal before they're allowed to bring it in, or how does that work?
So we generally go to people's houses to do an assessment before they move in. So usually we do meet their pets before, but that's not actually like a rule that we have. So maybe that's something to consider.
Perfect. Well, we're at the second break. This is the Senior Moment Show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know 1 in 3 people will visit a nursing home? Did you know that once there, they will stay there for an average of 3 years? Did you also know there are insurance options that can help cover this experience? Hi, I'm Tracy Ferris with Blue Water Health Insurance. It's not cheap to stay in a full-fledged nursing home. Long-term care insurance can help you or a loved one get the care they need and deserve. If you wait until you need it, you may be too late. Give me a call at 435-890-8155.
I think Mom needs a little more help.
What I really need is a boyfriend who can drive at night.
Hi, this is Bruce with Comfort Care. With Comfort Care at your side, you can live your best life possible. We know families can't be there 24/7, which is why we can help with as little or as much home care as you need, so you can live in your own home on your own terms.
Could you give me a phone number? My daughter was texting.
Together with Comfort Care, you can live your best life possible. Call us today at 754-7676. That's 754-7676.
Getting around your home should be easy and safe. At RT Med Mobile, they provide wheelchairs, stair lifts, ramps, and electric lift chairs to help seniors maintain independence and comfort. Their friendly team offers free in-home consultations to find the perfect solution for you or your loved one. Locally owned and here to help. Call 435-260-6171 today. RT Med Mobile, because your mobility matters.
You know, now that all the kids are gone, there's more house than we can handle.
This old back isn't quite what it used to be.
That's not the only thing. But anyway, the kids say, put it online.
Yeah, but I can hardly operate the Facebook, let alone list our house.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty. There are big advantages when working with a realtor, and I have special experience working with seniors. Let me earn your trust. Call me at 512-6406. Then list it, sell it, and move on.
At Maple Springs Senior Living in North Logan, we understand that entrusting the care of your loved one to someone else is a decision not taken lightly. That's why we go above and beyond to create a nurturing environment where your family becomes our family.
When I found Maple Springs, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. The staff here really cares, and Mom is thriving.
The activities and social events have brought so much joy to Dad's life. I can see a positive change every time I visit.
We know that your loved one's well-being is your top priority, and it's ours too. Learn more at maplesprings.living.com.
And welcome back to the Senior Moment Show. My name is Bryce Patton, here with Sid Roeder, and we're with the lovely ladies over at Maple Springs, Dawn and Anna. Anna, we were talking about all the fun things you guys have going on and your services in the last segment, but if anyone wants or has questions for you and wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to contact you and where are you guys located?
Yeah, for sure. So give us a call at 435-753-9400. And then our website is just maplespringsLiving.com. And then our address is 350 East, 2200 North over in North Logan.
Oh, fantastic. So we were talking, Dawn, you had mentioned that right now you have a good activity program. You're doing stuff daily, and you have a lot of exciting ideas to add on to that. But do you guys do bigger events or bigger parties for your residents throughout the year?
We do. Generally, each month we have some sort of bigger activity where it includes everybody in the whole building, and there's generally just awesome decorations, and they really, our activities team really goes all out. Today, actually, we have our annual baseball game scheduled. The weather outside is hopefully going to cooperate and be good for us. But with that, we have residents come up and bat, and then part of our team is out fielding, and we generally have runners. Our team will run. A couple of years ago, we did have a gentleman in a Jazzy that took off and went all across the lawn on his Jazzy, and it was awesome. We were all so excited and cheering for him and stuff. But they bring out Cracker Jacks, and we have hot dogs and cookies, and anyways, all sorts of stuff. It's really fun. Have baseball music going, I guess, if that's a genre of music. So anyways, that's really fun. Later this summer, we'll have our annual luau. And a couple years ago, they roasted a full pig and had it sitting there. It was awesome. So yeah, each month we generally have a different big main activity. And one of the things that we're hoping to start doing soon is actually kind of letting families know about that and having them come. Before COVID, families were a lot more involved with our activities, is my understanding. I wasn't here at that point. And then after COVID, that never really came back. But I think that's something that we're hoping to do and wanting to focus on, is letting families know ahead of time, and if they want to come, they can.
That's great. And in the break, we talked about one room that you have that not all assisted living facilities have. You have a theater, actually.
Yes, we do. I absolutely love that space. So we've got some nice comfy chairs set up, and we watch movies every afternoon at 2:30. I actually do our movie schedule, and will continue doing that as our activities director. Basically, I choose old movies, new movies, movies in between, and just, I take requests from residents. So we just try to have a good mix every day, every month. And so we have some residents that like that is what they look forward to every day. And on the weekends, we don't have activity staff there, but we do have one of our residents that runs bingo and will start the movie and everything. So we do those on the weekends even. And sometimes for one of our activities, we'll do kind of a throwback TV show day. So I know they've done I Love Lucy a lot. I think we're going to watch some like Bonanza, just different fun old shows. And we've had families reserve that and watch a Super Bowl in there. I think we had a family in there on election night watching what the results were. So anyways, it's just a fun space that we can utilize in different ways.
That's awesome. Do you have any other spaces or things like that maybe not everyone has that kind of sets you guys apart there at Maple Springs?
Yeah. We have a little bistro area in between our 2 dining rooms. And it's actually a beautiful space. It looks out onto our patio and
there's a big live tree in it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really cool in there. But in there we have a soft serve ice cream machine and then also a soda machine that residents can come help themselves to, and same with families. And so sometimes grandkids are super excited to come see grandma because they can go grab a root beer float while they're there. But yeah, it's super fun.
We also do popcorn for our movies, and that machine is out in that area too. So sometimes we have fresh popcorn. That smell tends to bring people in. So
Yep.
You got me coming in now. I want some ice cream. That sounds great.
Yeah, we've also got our little art studio, which we can do ceramics. Like we have a kiln where we can fire ceramics, and we have some amazing artists on staff that can do painting demonstrations, can help our residents learn how to paint. You know, if somebody says, here's a picture, I want to create this, they can help them do that. And then, so yeah, we have some residents they just love doing that, and they'll come every week and are regulars. And we have, some people that have moved in are artists, we've had various artists. And anyways, we have a wall by the art room that we have some residents art, and they are amazing. So it's really neat to see their talent come through.
Wow, that's fabulous. Well, sadly, we are at the end of our show. Thanks, guys, for coming in. And there is just enough time for the contact information. One more time.
Perfect. You can reach us at 435-753-9400. Our website is maplespringsLiving.com. And then our address is 350 East, 2200 North in North Logan.
Thank you so much for coming in. This is the Senior Moment Show. We hope you tune in again next week.